The old saying goes that absence makes the heart grow fonder, but distance, with a good dose of perspective, makes the heart grow wiser. And it's from that space of wisdom that we can make the decisions that not only enrich our own individual lives, but equally the lives of those that are around us. Because you see, sometimes you can get so caught up in the day-to-day, the mundane, losing your zest or enthusiasm for, what's happening. Because let's face it, when you go through your day-to-day routine and you get so engrossed in, going to work, paying the bills, driving here, driving there, hey, life begins to lose its zest. And then there's those problems, those really perplexing problems, those problems that seemingly sometimes come at you from every single angle, to the extent that you eventually reach a position where you can't dodge those problems anymore. And then you have to face those problems head on, and then the pressure's on you to come up with a solution. And sometimes that pressure feels like it's too much. And so what you do when that pressure feels like it's too much is you begin to go, right, what I've got to do to sort this situation is to just put all sense of, what I'm feeling about this to the side and just get on finding the answer. I have to be focused on a solution. So you begin to spill every ounce of your being into finding an answer to a problem that seems like it's extremely overwhelming to you. And sometimes that's not the best solution at all. As a matter of fact, I would imagine that very seldom is it a good solution, right? And so in one area of your life, you've likely been facing just such a situation recently, and it's been perplexing you. Now, what area of your life might that relate to? That's going to be different for each person, dependent upon wherever Venus might be transiting in your chart, planets that it might be making aspects to, also including other triggering transiting planets, dasha periods, so much to take into consideration. And if you'd like for me to take a look at those things for you, I do offer several different levels of astrological service, which are available through the services page of my website. If you schedule in now with me before this coming Saturday, the 2nd of October, using the discount code AUTUMN in all uppercase letters, you'll get a 10% discount. So back to that perplexing problem and what you need to do in order to fix that perplexing problem. Well, if you become so engrossed in whatever it is that you're dealing with, sure, you're devoted to fixing the problem. You recognize this is my responsibility. This is something that I have to do. Then, you can get so caught up in finding a solution that you miss an answer that's actually right under your nose. And when there are feelings for another individual involved in those situations, that only intensifies it. If your responsibility in a situation is a responsibility to ensure that others are nurtured by your actions, or that others are taken care of by the things that you're needing to do or the solutions that you're needing to find, then it can be even more so. Because obviously, when we care very deeply for people, we want to do our best for them. But sometimes we get so lost in that concept of doing the best for the people that are in our lives and finding a good answer at every single moment that, again, we are just not able to see clearly what actually needs to be done in a specific situation. But all of that is getting ready to shift for you. And you actually have, a moment of respite in the midst of a cosmic storm that's been going on in everybody's life, so that you can take a deeper look at things. In order to have that deeper look, you're going to need to, kind of separate yourself from a situation to an extent that you can see it clearly without having to deal with the day-to-day problem of the situation. But a bit of, I wouldn't necessarily say it's a warning, but something that you need to be aware of is you can't sit with this momentary peace for too long. Otherwise, that peace will begin to feel like, okay, the walls are closing in a little bit, and if I don't take action, then there's going to be more problems. Then the potential solution that I thought that I saw will be vanished, and it'll be gone, and I won't have an opportunity to take care of what really needs to be taken care of at this present moment in time. Now, don't let that freak you out. Don't let it worry you. It's just that you're dealing with, like I said, the eye of a quote-unquote cosmic storm at the moment, where there's a moment of peace. That moment of peace allows you to not get caught up in your emotional attachments to the situation that you're dealing with. That's going to give you a chance to allow your intuition to kick in and to help you to see that you've been looking at whatever it is that you're coping with from the surface. You've been dealing with the symptoms of your situation rather than being able to get beneath those symptoms and actually see what needs to be healed. Rather than focusing on just treating those symptoms, you now have an opportunity to find the cure, not just for the immediate short term, but equally for the long term going forward. So what do you need to do in order to take advantage of this? Well, just slow down, okay? First thing, recognize that you are in a moment of calm. You can use that to your advantage, right? Take a walk in nature. Go find some, grassy place to sit in. Anuradha Nakshatra, which is where Venus is transiting, deals with grassy places. Go find a nice grassy place to sit in. Venus also deals with our relationship with nature, so that will also help you to tune into that particular solution. You have a few different paths that are opening up to you, but what you need to do as Saturn is beginning to station so that it can begin its direct motion between the 10th and the 11th, dependent upon whether you're in the States or you're over in Europe or Asia. Saturn's going to station direct on the 10th or the 11th, and Saturn is stationing direct in Sravana Nakshatra. So when Saturn is slowing down, or I should say when Saturn has been retrograde, it gives us an opportunity to take in the changes that we've been through, to crystallize it into a vision or into an understanding. Venus interacting on many levels with Saturn, and Venus is actually in Saturn's nakshatra, creates the energy of creativity, crystallization and creativity. So as Saturn begins to station and begins its direct motion, then you can begin to do the work that's going to create the changes. But use these moments between the 4th and most especially the 10th and the 11th of October to gain some clarity on what actually needs to happen. Where you see a bunch of different ways that you could go forward, see what they all might hold in common. Look at the essence of what needs to happen rather than getting caught up in the surface of the situation. That is where you're going to find your solution. And if you could use a little bit of help getting there, again, I do offer several different levels of astrological service. Those can all be found through the astrological services page of my website. I was going to tell a joke, but I'll leave that for some other time. And if you want to take advantage of the special offer in place until Saturday, October the 2nd, you can do so using the discount code AUTUMN at the link above. That's going to do it for this look at Venus's transit through Anuradha Nakshatra, which takes place from the 4th all the way through to the 15th of October 2021. Until next time, please do take the very best care of yourself. Bye now.